and welcome to our stream. My name is Corine, TimesnewRoman and Jaromirr, and below me is...
Still Angus, Dr. Random Mole, and right next to me, that way.
No, it's the other way. I think it's the other way.
No, it was...
It was the right way. Is
Hier zit Jaromirr van de Meulenbroeke.
very good. And what are we gonna do again tonight, Vincent? What did you say?
Nom nom.
Nom nom. Yo. And we've got emailing Aris Ingrid Politopoulos right with us in the chat. That is good.
Ah,
That is That's very good. We need people in our chat to carry us through these dark times. And Omar. Yeah, alright. So, what are we gonna be doing?
We're gonna resume our play with Vampyr, which is set in 1918 in London, and it's during the Spanish flu pandemic. But we're a vampire, so we're a doctor, we're a vampire, and we're basically right in the middle of the Spanish flu.
Yeah, I think the Spanish flu at the moment, for us personally at least, is the least of our problems, it seems.
Well, yeah, but we still work in the hospital. That's where we left.
It's true, right? The whole thing that we sort of saw last week was that we are in fact a vampire, but we need to care for our people as well, because that way they become more yummy, right?
Or because we want to be a good vampire, we can still walk different paths of life or death. How you want to see it?
Or undeath. Yes. Anyway, I think it was a fascinating game, and I can't wait to see more of it. Are we gonna start where we stopped last week?
Yeah, we
plan?
are. That's indeed the plan.
Yes. All right.
See?
With a controller this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, a first for Corine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I will check the audio.
Omar is practicing. So, by the way, people, next Thursday, Omar is gonna we have our very first value face-off live on stream, because Omar will be taking up on our very new intern, Jochem Guthixian, and they're gonna be duking it out in the Civil War in Spain in Hearts of Iron 4. So if you want to see something, a bit of competitive streaming, that's what that will be. All right, take it away, Corine.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to load.
I mean, we can see this as the rising of the grave that we.
I remember where we were.
Oh,
yeah,
there we go.
We
literally rise from the grave.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I remember too.
I remember too. I really wanted to practice this before today, but didn't really have the chance because I was busy. All right, let's try to sneak up on people.
Okay, now you can walk with the joystick. Awesome.
Yeah, finally figured it out.
I think you've sweet spotted the volume in OBS. Corine.
Yes, it's good.
It's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
Finally.
It sounds wonderful.
And don't know what it was, but your frame rate is pretty solid in Discord, so we can actually watch you play live this time, which is gonna help us. And, because that was, Corine got super excited about stuff, and we're like, "What happened? Oh, you won!"
I see that the whole sneaking up on things still is not really.
I'm working on it.
Targeting will be R3, as is tradition, or should be at least. And
oh yeah, I needed to
your
lock onto
stun
people.
stake. Lock on and your stake. I think that's
Stunning
L1.
people.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember us remarking on the very early 20th century tiling in this hospital.
All right.
There we are. That splash of the blood, yes.
Yeah, A is square. No, X.
Yeah, there's no A on here, so.
No. And all the others are somewhere else. Yeah, so if you walk to this guy, you target him, you walk towards him. Oh, nice.
No, it's not working.
That's beautiful. Well done. Good AI. Don't forget your stake. And then you're solid. There you go. Hoppa. Get wrecked. Look at that. Yep.
It's locked off.
What is that? Use listen knife.
What's a listen knife?
I have no idea. I think it's some kind of...
This is a nice wiki crutch, I think, because I feel that I should know what this is, but
the knife was named after Robert Liston, a Scottish surgeon.
Surgeon, yes.
And noted for his skill and speed in an era prior anesthetics.
Right.
When speed made a difference in terms of pain and survival. That kind of makes sense.
Yes, for sure, for sure. I mean, if all you had was a bit of, liquor, cheers, by the way, you would want to have this over with sooner. Yes, absolutely. And I think it's a knife. I know so little about medicine, don't hold me to it. But I think it's a knife that is still a part of the surgeon's toolkit today, if I remember correctly. Or at least it was for a very long, long time.
Maybe they called it like that for, like, see, pop out. I'm gonna set up Discord a bit so I can see the Twitch chat at the same time and be multitasking.
Yeah, there was a dead body on the screen, and but it doesn't mean it isn't nice. Listen,
we can actually see how this person died.
A coroner report for Samuel Connor.
Oh dear.
Caucasoid.
Yeah, that's the way that you say Caucasian. So
Caucasoid?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Caucasian, but then in fact you say Caucasoid, Caucasoid. Yes, that's the good way of saying that. Absolutely. Oids are just another way of saying a general umbrella over. And it's also race is a construct, as we know. So this is all this is all just old school stuff. But particularly the probable cause of death.
It's very interesting.
Well, yeah, a dead body is nice, and in this game, the Spanish influenza is very interesting. So, fast progressing pneumonia by virus-induced pulmonary consolidation. And, of course, not necessarily the pneumonia bit, but the virus-induced pulmonary consolidation is definitely...
don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Part of the coronavirus that we're struggling with at the moment.
Yeah.
Alright.
When I'm in the chat, I get 100% in the Twitch chat roll. Press that button.
What now?
What is the Twitch chat role, my friend? Oh, you do get. Oh, you mean you get the role play as if you're a Twitch chatter? I know, man. I know. Caucasoid.
Lost once
Oh
again.
dear. So sometimes I see in the side of this sidebar, I see these like little things popping up, like Pharaoh's Tartazoid.
Yeah, these are the things I can pick up.
Yeah, I guess they're just chemicals or something, right? Because
it's good that we can see that this time, because on the Twitch there's the video is there.
There we go again.
It's our dude. Well, better luck this time. And if you target now, it won't swap around because of your scroll wheel being weird.
Oh yeah.
So you can target now, and it won't be wonky unless you choose it to be wonky. Who would you attack, the shadow or the dude?
I have no idea how I need to attack. I just attack
both?
anything I can.
Yes. I think that's what I do. To be fair. And just dodge what you can, Oh, nice, done. Holy moly. Yeah, the shadow is a bit slower as well, currently. And they swap places.
Yeah,
That's
I
how it
know,
works.
it's very annoying.
Nice! Holy moly! Look at you!
maybe time for a heal.
Nah. I don't think she can.
What?
You have a heal? Oh yeah, left bumper.
Yeah, I know.
L1. You can if you want to, but
I'm trying.
You were doing. No, you were doing pretty well actually. You had half health, so why heal?
Oh.
Uh oh, now I heal.
Dying.
There we go. You're solid. This will be fine.
This will be fine. Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
it will be
fine.
You got this. You got this.
The shadow you can hit only once. The guy you can stagger. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
I'm not used to that.
Oh,
Feeling good about this.
Oh, that's nice. Nice.
Oh dear.
No, you're good. You're good. Oh,
Heal.
I'm not good. No, I can't. I can't.
she can't. She can't. Oh
Oh.
my god. You got further than you ever got with the mouse and keyboard. Honestly.
I need
So
to get used to
we
the-
learned today that this type of game plays better with a controller.
That's true.
That's
We learned
pretty,
Dark Souls level
abundantly
dodge
clear.
mechanics.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's just I play these games. Although I did play The Witcher, which is probably a testament that its combat is quite unique in that it's not at all like Dark Souls and not fleshed out. I played that with a mouse and keyboard.
Oh wow, yeah, no, I can see
Because
that.
I had a Naga for like an MMO mouse for the amount of buttons.
So, the only thing that I think is pretty annoying is that we're back here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can run past all that
I
in true
can't.
Dark Souls fashion. Yeah, this is fodder.
Alright.
Or you can sneak past them. I don't know how that works. But I'm fairly certain you can just sprint past them and go to the door if you find it.
Alright, I'll try that.
Yeah.
This door?
I don't know
No,
what door
it won't
is.
work.
Yeah.
It won't work.
I think so. I think so. Can't you open the door
No,
now?
I can't open it.
Okay, well, this is only one guy, and effectively you can sneak by the other one. Oh, did you stun that guy midair? Holy moly.
Yeah, I can't open the
Ferris
door.
Star Trade. Now I need to know what Ferris Star Trade is. The difficulty is definitely challenging. I will tell you which bus to struggle with most, but spoilers! This is a spoiler-free stream. There is no such thing as a spoiler-free stream. It just doesn't... Like, maybe if you close your eyes and your ears, then you've got a spoiler-free stream.
Alright.
Now I want to know what Ferris Star Trade is.
When you got the shadow behind you, make sure to dodge forward. Because he starts wailing on your back.
Right. While Corrine is, having another go at John Doe. Haha, that rhymes. Ferrous Star Trade is a chemical compound and the iron salt of tartaric acid. Ferrous tartrate has been used as a steel medicine. It was generally prescribed during the 19th and early 20th centuries. It is usually prepared by digesting for 30 days tartrated iron in a pint of sherry. It can be difficult to prepare. It was used as a stomachic and a tonic. So stomachic, I guess. Okay, there's a stomach medicine basically. And if you've got an upset tummy, that's what you would get. You would get Ferrous Tartrate.
Okay.
Nice. And the other one is quinine. Quinine, of course, we know because that is the stuff that is in bitter lemon. And therefore, also drinking bitter lemon or gin tonic the stuff that is in tonic, and therefore drinking gin tonics in the tropics or in malaria country is good for you.
Interesting facts.
Yes, for
that was
sure.
a beautiful stunt.
Finally.
Very
So the thing what you did now is you gain blood, and that is for your abilities. Your heal consumes blood,
Yeah.
and your claw consumes blood. So you have to choose now. Do you go on the offense and dish out
Yeah, it
a
already
hell of a lot of
showed.
damage? You did,
Yeah.
which is good. But now you can't heal.
Yeah.
So you have to earn back, and now you have to do 3 stuns before you can bite him again.
Oh my god.
So keep stunning him. There you go. He resisted.
Resisted.
So, well, stun time's over.
I'll just swoop my way through.
I wonder what happens if you kill the shadow first. I don't know if I did that.
I don't think you can kill the shadow. It doesn't seem to have any hit points.
It does. It does. It has a health bar. I noticed before.
I'm
Uh-oh.
not
We
gonna
also
make
have a
this.
health bar.
Well, what's left of it?
Imagine knowing that a certain drink keeps the mosquitoes away, but is indrinkable, so you just chuck in a shitload of gin and you get hammered. I would say. I mean, it doesn't keep the mosquitoes like. I always wondered if it was also simply the fact that you reeked of alcohol that would also keep the mosquitoes away. Because I can tell you that's another medicine in the Caribbean is rum against mosquitoes. That if there's a lot of alcohol in your blood, mosquitoes also like it less.
Oh, really? That's a thing. I didn't know.
Don't put bleach in your blood though, because that's really not good for anything.
So, I'm back here again.
Yeah, so now you can just sneak past that guy. Or, run past him. I think you drop the aggro because he's down and he has to get up and this and that, and by then you're out of the hallway. You were supposed to go right there though. That kind of failed. Go left and keep going. And go to that guy.
Oh, and sneak that one.
You can sprint as well, if you want to get past stuff faster.
No, I can't open the door.
No, but it wasn't. Is it that door?
No, it's the other door, I think.
No, it's that door.
I don't know. Yeah,
that was quick work.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah,
Door.
there you go.
Yeah, so you need to take care of that the bozo first.
Yeah, so
Bleach does not cure COVID-19. I don't know if you've been listening to. You cannot have been reading Twitter because that sort of stuff is not on the Twitters anymore. Although I will say that the amount of games in which you can use bleach for useful stuff, like here, have some bleach and you can make a balm out of it, or sometimes medicine.
What if you claw him immediately now? Oh, too late. He'll resist the stun now, I think. So now you can just chip away at him, I think.
He's fast though. He's fast.
He's very fast.
Oh, that was a stun.
Yeah.
That was a stun for sure.
Maybe he resists below a certain HP or something. But you have to finish him without stunning. Or could it be that you can only do it when the shadow is out of him?
Could be.
Or in. Because it seems to work again now.
There are, by the way, so Omar says that this boss fight reminds him of one foe in Valhalla. AC Valhalla. There are some pretty tough boss fights in Valhalla, that's for sure. That is for sure. So, while Corine is...
Dying?
No, well, I mean, you're already dead, so, you're not dying any further. That's for clear. I want to know something, and I'm going to try and find it out together with all of you wiki crutchers in the chat at the moment. When is the first time that we see morgues like this in history? I have the feeling that a morgue like this, so with these steel or these iron doors and these things locked away, that this is kind of, it must be a late 19th century invention. So, John Doe is like a generic name for unknown persons, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It is.
Okay. Is he the first person to catch Spanish flu? No, I don't think so. I think that the very first person who caught Spanish flu was probably in Spain. Just guessing.
I don't think so, actually.
No, I think it was actually.
Is it like French fries?
No, a little bit. If I remember correctly, you know what? I'm gonna wiki crutch myself on that.
I've seen a documentary about this not too long ago.
It was from the colonies, right?
Yeah.
So from the Spanish colonies. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I also saw that certain parts of America were also very early, like the United States. Not the first, but definitely was there very early on.
Yeah.
Hey, the shadow, I think, is sensitive to your claw. I just noticed. There's a blood drop next to it.
Oh.
Next to its health bar. You can see on health bars what enemies are sensitive to, but you have to hit them or lock onto them. And then you can abuse their weakness.
Have blood as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is a tough boss fight for this early in the game, I would say.
Yeah. I had to do them a couple times, but it was because the game is pretty janky in combat sometimes.
Yeah, that was also something I'm gonna say. Like, especially, it's not like you have these perfect hitboxes that are just.
Well, It is. If you,
It gets tougher.
it works if you lock on, but I think she prefers to be able to run around rather than locking on, because if you lock on, you dodge. But
Finally.
you are much stronger at well, everything if you lock on. I'd heal up though.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so close. I didn't see your health bar anymore.
Kansas US is the first place of what? Because certain things just came through each other. Kansas US is the first place for morgues or for the Spanish flu?
Yes.
In the US. The flu, okay. So late 1800s first morgues like this. And I'm gonna guess also in Britain then, or in fact somewhere else.
Oh, he stays locked. If you lock on, he actually stays locked on the actual target, I just noticed, and not the shadow. Wow.
Yeah.
Chunk. Nice. You dealt
This
some damage
is one.
there.
Yeah, one long fight. I don't have this.
Look at this dodge fest. Oh. Britain, yeah, okay. Is there any, since you've been wiki crutching this, Iris, is there anything nice on there when it comes to morgues about,
Oh, no.
like, why did they move to this system?
This is gonna.
I'm gonna be toast. This is not gonna work. No. Can I just
Oh dear.
change the
Welcome.
difficulty?
Big brain lock-on plays. Big brain lock-on plays.
Hell yeah.
Because of an increased idea that body should not be seen. Ah, yes, very nice. So, this is this sort of stuff, dead bodies, is studied by a branch, not necessarily only of archaeology, but just more broadly, studies of death. Is thanatology one of them? So there's archaeothanatology, which very much looks at what happens to the body after death. But thanatology generally is the a mixture of archaeology, medicine, philosophy, religious studies, that looks at how we think and different cultures think of death. So thanatology, pretty interesting, pretty interesting field that my lady love happens to be part of. So I do get my fair share of talking about morgues and dead bodies and that sort of stuff at the dinner table.
I think I just saw that I can't change the difficulty while in game.
Yes, I will not begrudge you this.
So just try again, I guess, or.
Did you know Benjamin Franklin
You
studies
can't
dead
do
bodies
it. You
illegally?
can't do it mid game.
Sorry,
I don't
sorry,
think so. Like.
sorry, people. Breaking news! Breaking news! Did you know Benjamin Franklin studied dead bodies illegally? They found remains in his basement, like today, or when? When?
Yes. In general. Every month.
I need a link. I need a link to this now. I need a link because I can fully get behind this because Benjamin Franklin was a man of science. A man of science, especially around that time, didn't always keep to the generally shared ethics of their times. But I need a link to it. I need a good solid link that is not like some alien website, but like a good solid link to it. I need it. I need to see it.
Gameplay, Corina?
Yeah.
It didn't say difficulty? You could?
Can you see it? I don't see it.
Nope.
No.
Raggy. Well then.
Well then, yeah.
Get good.
There you go. Londonis.com, the bones in Benjamin Franklin's basement.
Yes. Aris backs me. Also, Aris backed me on saying the quality of the stream. He said, and I quote.
Now I have them, both of them.
I have to scroll up. Holy shit, there's a lot in the chat already. Has been active. Nice. Quality is OP.
Wow. A construction worker called Jim Field found a small pit about 1 meter wide by 1 meter deep inside a windowless basement room. Sticking out of the dirt-filled pit was a human thigh bone. Holy what?
Okay.
DailyNewsDig.com, bringing you the latest excavation work reveals 1,200 human bones in Ben Franklin's basement. Was he America's first? I'm gonna get into this because this okay. Benjamin Franklin bones. I need to do some wiki crutching. Bones in basement.
That's pretty
if this
wild.
is a hoax or not. Why was
wild.
Benjamin Smithsonian Magazine? So that we're definitely not that I'm mistrusting you, by the way. I'm just an independent mind.
Very good.
Okay, in fact, if the Smithsonian also says it, then
To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. Go with it. Or smack them up. Collect some blood so that your red bar gets filled before the battle. And then you have maybe 1 or 2 claws before you only have a left to heal. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so it seems
Stun bite again. And then, and lock on.
Oh yeah.
See, that
This
makes
is not
such a
getting
difference.
better.
Immediately you're out of trouble while locking on. It's just you need to really remember that. You see an enemy, you lock on.
Yep,
Because for
yep.
the sneaking up towards him as well, you can sidewalk a little bit and get behind him and then go for the
so.
stun.
We've gone to the bottom of the pit when it comes to Benjamin Franklin, and he built his house on a graveyard.
Are we there already?
Yeah, we're there already. Oh my god, this is why I love these streams. I just learned so much new stuff. I'm looking at Benjamin Franklin in a completely new light now. I guess he wasn't a serial killer. I guess he was just literally just helping out some of his fellow kids. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he was a serial killer. It would be that would be a hard cold case to crack.
No,
All
you're
right.
good. This is how I walked past him every time as well. Because I did this boss battle a couple times as well. Like I said, the combat is sometimes janky at best. But you can stun lock, as you saw.
Alright, let's try this again.
I'm Zen. Here we're gonna go.
Your blood
gonna
bar
go.
is not full.
No.
So you could go back to that other guy and
Wow.
charge up or just go in. It's up to you. And there's another one in here, eh? So you can really go full blood bar. I think he's in the room behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can go full blood bar to that guy and just
Oh, there
claw
it
him twice and do so much damage and then finish the rest of the fight by hand.
Alright, could be killed right now.
You have to stun and bite to fill your bar. That's something you have to get done and then hopefully not lose too much health in the process.
Great idea.
Here. Oh.
Now there's 3. All the stuns. All the dodges. I
This is
mean.
just
This
getting
is
worse
this
and
moment.
worse.
You know, Corina, do you know why you have a controller? That's because you can
Pardon?
now pass it through your room. That's the real good thing about having a controller. Like if you have your laptop in front of you, you don't want to toss your laptop through the room. No, that's why you have a controller. You can like.
You can toss your wireless mouse. I've never done that though.
All
I
right.
smacked my previous one, but that was a wired one. It wasn't expensive, so I didn't really care. But
We believe in
fun.
you, creature of the night, and then we believe
Yes.
in you, Corine. We believe in you. Make it happen.
it does get worse before it gets better. See, because now you stun that guy, you get a blood bar, you finish him off with your sword, and then you go ham on the boss.
Excellent. It's always dark.
Keep going, and keep going. Don't dodge. Just sunlock him in the wall, and be an R1 spammy.
It's always darkest before dawn, Corina. Which is not a good thing for a vampire now I come to think of it.
Is that?
So the dawn isn't.
So you can sneak up to this guy as well, because he's this guy as well at the door.
I only need
Can't you
this
sneak
guy,
up to
right?
him?
Yeah.
Lock on.
Thank you.
It's done. There you go. And then you can fill your blood bar a little bit more.
That's
And then F up this guy. Keep an eye on your stamina bar also, Corinne. In these games, your stamina bar is equally important to health. Because it can't go empty.
There's
You're
no
such a good
clicking
dodger.
here. Oh,
Okay.
Look at that,
Yeah.
full blood bar. So
Zen. We're
So
Zen.
we're good. Can't
give
feel,
him a couple good
possibly
claws
feel
and
right
you've got
now.
this. We believe. Total focus. Lock on. Oh, the damage. It was to the shadow, though. The damage, I think. Yeah, it was. Oh, that sucks.
Oh, the shadow is so powerful.
Uh-huh. Nice. Nice. Yeah, so confirmed if the shadow is inside him, you can stun him. Otherwise, you can't. No resist.
It's good, yes. Oh, dodge.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, good.
Wow, you had a heal left. Nice. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
oh yeah, there we
Get
go.
wrecked.
Oh, careful now, careful now. You always come back better after
No,
that.
no, full send.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh,
Yes. Just keep whacking at him. He's low. Don't stun. Keep going.
oh finally.
These scowls can be so ferocious.
Ooh.
I'm not sure I can defeat
There
them
we
without
go.
becoming so
Yes. You feel that sense of victory?
Yes, I do.
Imagine that times 10. That's your
Sodium
first Dark Souls boss.
dangerous to administer
Yeah,
in
that is
addition
not
to
even
the proper dosage.
Nice. Well done, Cody.
Good stuff, good stuff.
Finally, finally.
And now,
Alright.
you've got the combat. You were
So-
so calm.
As Mobius was saying,
I was not calm.
you will only get the good dialogue if you suffer through this combat, which you just did. No pain, no narrative. So we get some more narrative now.
Ah, and you
rich
get some
with people.
medicine stuff to start crafting meds. That's pretty cool.
Because the whole reason that we're in this hospital is to find some supplies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what we were doing.
Indeed.
Man, I have to
See,
say,
Oh, we
I have
can
to say,
analyze.
Vinny, you're pretty good at coaching.
Yeah, you are.
Pretty
Yeah.
good. I mean, I mean, it's like you're a retired pro almost. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes I can actually explain things much better than I can do them. That's actually a thing. Yeah.
Yo, that's definitely a thing. That's what any university professor knows.
Alright, now I completely forgot what we were doing and where we're going.
In conclusion, you must now eat every human in sight to make the combat more forgiving. Yes, respect mortal life. Yep. Exactly. That's what you do.
Are you
You have
done
to
here
eat-
now?
Oh, Aris, thank you for reminding me of Castlevania being a thing and the anime series. It's awesome. Pretty good.
So how far along are you with the anime series? I think you have
Halfway
to...
the second season, and I started 2 days ago.
Nice. yeah.
Yeah, the
And
first season is only 4
is
episodes,
short.
eh?
Yeah, it's very short. Yeah.
But wow,
Oh no.
it's pretty good.
So talking about.
I've seen another anime, by the way. Sorry to also with Alucard. I don't remember which one. I will Google
Really?
it in the meantime. Yeah, also with Alucard.
So one thing that I like about Castlevania, the anime,
Yeah.
is that it is actually a tiny bit, not a huge bit, but a tiny bit historical. So, for
that-
example, yeah, for sure, in the sense that they will much more so than the Castlevania games, they will reference actual cities, sometimes even actual historical figures from around that time. That like more late 18th century-ish kind of. So a lot of the cities that are referenced, and particularly some of the regions they were talking about. So, for example, Wallachia, or Stygia are in fact real provinces or real areas, real regions in Eastern Europe, in Romania and Hungary. Or
nice.
absolutely. So, and in fact, they are often a lot more realistic in the sense than the Transylvania that we always take for our vampire origins, right?
Yeah, it's
Because
always
that is-
Transylvania. Eh?
Not always, not always. I think, and I have to look this up actually, but I know for sure that one of the very first vampire stories that was, I mean, vampire stories have been around for ages, and they are very much, our version of vampire stories are very much influenced by, the stories that were told in the east of Europe. But I think the very first vampire story that was published in Western Europe, in England, I think wasn't set in Transylvania. It was set somewhere, also somewhere in Eastern Europe. I think, if I'm correctly, somewhere in Austria-Hungary, but not in Romania, not in Transylvania. But in general, because I've been reading up a little bit on particularly this, hooking into something that I'll talk a bit about later. But in general, most of the vampire stories that became big in the 19th century were set in the East, in Eastern Europe in particular.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the general reason behind that, at least that's what people think nowadays, is that there was a bit of a fascination with the East. I'm not talking about the Orient, like the Far East or the Near East, but Eastern Europe, because Eastern Europe was, of course, very powerful in the Middle Ages, very rich in the Middle Ages, but were sort of decaying empires, quote unquote, or decaying kingdoms. In the 19th century, where you had, of course, the sort of undisputed power of Britain, also a bit of France.
Yeah.
And that's why people in Britain were very much interested in that sort of the glory of old, and then at the same time just like exotic enough but at the same time very much about the same type of Middle Ages that they were imagining were also taking place in England and Britain. So that's why sort of that whole fascination came with. So the enemy within the known, and that is of course also what vampires really are as a literary device, right? So
I guess. How do you see science in this whole story towards, because in Castlevania, Dracula is a scientist. It's funny now. It occurred to me when we started playing that you reminded me that he's a doctor and a vampire, and that combination also is kind of in the. Is that something that outside of Castlevania you've seen? Because I haven't really. It's usually a sound. It's usually like spooky castle and sleepy vampire and bats and all that. But
talking about spooky, my God, we're not looking very good at all. But it's a good point. It's a very good point. I think. But Castlevania as a series is of course much more broadly about gothic horror.
Yeah, I guess. Wow, it's brutal, isn't it?
It is brutal, and it's definitely in that sense takes up a lot of the different genre elements of gothic horror, and of course one of the genre elements of that is fear of science, particularly fear of science that is over the edge. We were just talking about Benjamin Franklin and his cellar of bodies, right? And that really comes into that. I think that's also what they're picking up on in Castlevania, the idea that necromancy, or that has to do something a bit with science or with artifice, things that people really do that is unnatural, right? And that's of course science is in a way unnatural, or it allows us to do unnatural things. And one of the things talking about that, what I think is really cool about them making this person a doctor, is that it's a really good theme to run with in a vampire story, because of course doctors the very power to heal also gives you the knowledge to heal also gives you the knowledge to harm. That is why, because that's why doctors nowadays, and have for a long time, taken Hippocratic oaths, right?
Yeah, I guess.
And that basically say, like, the stuff that I know about your body, I'm gonna only use it for good. I'm not gonna harm anybody with this.
Yeah.
But
That's
always within people that have power over our bodies, there has always been this danger, this element of purity, of healing, and then the fact that they can also be dangerous to us. That already goes back to shamanic traditions, like, witch doctors, quote unquote, that are there to heal, but also, can also sicken your spirit. Or voodoo, right, which can be used, or any other sort of secret.
Yeah, that is true.
And I think it's interesting that they went with a doctor here, because a doctor, especially as a vampire, and a vampire in itself, right, is a cool creature because it can also, we can be fascinated by it, but it's also very dangerous. And sometimes a vampire is nice to us, quote unquote, can be nice to us, but it's the flip side. It's the flip side.
It's
I mean,
locked.
it's the flip side of the doctor, basically. The vampire takes an oath to basically rip your throat out, and sometimes it's nice to you. And then, the doctor takes an oath to basically be always nice to heal you, and unfortunately sometimes ends up ripping your throat.
Because the thing is, you don't only get better blood
doctors.
through the healing, through the talking to people. You also get it through healing people, obviously, because they're sick and their blood sucks. Their blood sucks if you don't
Their blood
fix the
sucks.
blood.
So as Mobius is saying, Britain was a known quantity, so search for the exotic led them to Eastern Europe, to Egypt, to East Asia. There's actually a great article on the influence of Egypt on Lovecraft stories as a vehicle for exploring the exotic and the unknown. And then J.A. says, in Dracula, the big heroes are doctors. And that's true.
Yes, I wasn't going to interrupt you, but the other Alucard I've seen is in Helsing, which is actually a manga, and I'm assuming the manga is much better than the anime, but I, for some reason, stumbled upon it and I watched it, and it was actually pretty good. And it was only one season, so I watched it all, and it was all right, but not as good as Castlevania. It's a proper show, and it's pretty captivating. And there's a good constant tenor of action, and there's not too much faffing about like in typical anime series. You have like 70% is probably 50% is the story. 30% is combat build-up, and 20% is faffing about, like silly jokes and ha 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 and cutesy wootsy, all that kind of stuff. Castlevania doesn't do much of that. Castlevania is just like, let's go. It's just
there's gonna be a little more of that in season 3, I can tell you. But
a little bit, it will be refreshing then. In anime, it can be very prevalent and sometimes a bit overdone. So yeah, it really depends.
Mobius says in chat, which is, by the way, of course, our very own Liam, but that's where I like the Mobius as a name. There's probably something to be said about doctors in 19th century Gothic genre. It's part of a broader cultural shift that attempts to address the boundaries of science and superstition. It was a huge talking point as science developed more and more and undid superstition. Think Mary Shelley and Dr. Frankenstein. Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess. No, it's that too was like the beginning. The very first 4 chapters were all centered around that, removing superstition of people. It's like that scene when she comes up with the water and the powder, and the lady's like, oh, distrustful. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have mud, I'll have the leaves then instead.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think
the superstition in people and at a certain age who didn't know any better.
Castlevania is actually a pretty good for an anime, so for an action-driven story. It is a pretty good vampire story, and I think it's in a way a much better story than the vast majority of the actual Castlevania games.
Must be the same strain.
The same strain.
Sickness moves faster than influenza.
Yeah,
this
guy was an elite, and they dropped some better stuff. And as you saw, you picked up some quinine as well here. You need to craft still the. And I noticed that you got a bit lost, or at some point where to go next.
Yeah, you were just going on, and I was just running around.
Yes, if you're like, hey guys, little help here, just interrupt us.
Oh,
okay.
There's another one.
Guys, a little help here. There comes the help. Never ask for help in Vampyr. It will just crouch up behind you.
Fuck on.
Oh yeah.
Look, in big boss fights, locking on isn't good because you want to smack the legs. That's just good Dark Souls practice.
If I die now, do I have to do the boss fight again? No, right?
No, I cannot imagine.
No, absolutely not. Yes.
And you will also not die now.
And you will not die. You will heal yourself now and be done with this fool. There you go.
Alright.
There we go. Colina suffers no fools.
Some more quinine. Awesome. Okay.
Alright.
So, take your map and see where you have to craft that stuff.
Yeah, there. Where is there?
Is it there? Help the Pembroke Hospital to cope with the epidemic. Craft the... But didn't you craft it before at your table?
Yeah.
In the hospital?
Yeah, but not the right
Well, you crafted
thing.
something. What did it say?
Hold on. Yeah, it's supposed to other thing. I needed to do 2 things, and there was another table downstairs here, so I think it was.
I remember this
No.
bit being scary.
Why?
I don't know why. I remember something about oh, that's where the boss fight is before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the boss is now dead, right?
Is he? I don't know. Doors closed
Seems
again.
to be.
Phew.
Yes, good.
Alright.
Oh wow.
I need to craft it here.
Ah.
I need to do
there's
this
a table
thing,
there as well.
But I need ergotamine.
Yeah, no. You don't need to do this one. You need to do the other one, right? Look again at the crafting table.
Yeah, because I have 2 of these already.
No. You need to do the treatments. Blue. To the left. Or green, actually. Green. Green is fatigue. Yeah. There you go. Craft 1.
Ah, that was
done.
easy.
You didn't see that one. No, so the left side is healing medicine, and green is easy to make and cures like headache and fatigue. And blue is, I think, pneumonia and anemia or something, and red is the heavier stuff. And each is harder to craft also. So that's a really cool mechanic. And on the right side, you have serums for yourself because you can buff yourself.
Ah, right.
And
the headache medicine is literally just for the NPCs?
Yes.
That is so
So you
nice.
talk to them, and then you're like, okay, you're sick, and their blood quality is 20, and then you give them the treatment, and then when the day cycle resets, I think the blood is good quality again, and then you can choose to go nom nom. And it evolves as well. That's when it becomes micromanaging, and that's when I was like, nope, I'm out. It becomes green, but it goes blue and red. The people become sicker every time. So they start with something simple, and if you don't heal it in time, it becomes worse and worse. And either they die off, and you've lost the blood to begin with, even if you had all that dialogue in there, right? Or, so the mechanic is really, it's out there. I found it quite unique and very good.
Liam has just finished his review for Assassin's Creed, but he's coming back for not even seconds. He's his 3rd or 4th. Can I write another imperialistic scientific racism surviving in video games? Can you write another article? Absolutely. And I think where you're actually going for is pretty nice. Of course, we had recently had the race discussion when it comes to D&D. The idea that negative traits for races in D were not going to be a thing anymore. But I think that races, particularly, for example, as you just pointed out in the World of Darkness RPG, the idea that there's these different strains or the different groups of vampires, right, that therefore quite literally have different physiques and different physical capabilities and mental capabilities, is very strong still in RPGs in general, and will also be very strong in the upcoming Vampire the Masquerade RPG for sure.
Does my arrival inconvenience you?
Seems like
Let us
it's even
just
stronger
say
with
that I don't
zombies.
particularly share Dr. Swans's enthusiasm
I think
for
so.
hiring
Yeah,
you.
I think so.
What we
There's
need
probably-
here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
He's a bit of a twat. Just putting it out there. He's an actual twat.
Dr.
but
Wavery
he-
Ackroyd.
if
Yes,
you
I
get
mean-
if you get the dialogue right, he becomes interesting. So that
bad
character
memories of
design is
your
pretty
military
good here.
service. Oh yeah, go
It
for bad
seems you
memories.
have bad
Yeah.
memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this
I can see that in your
industrial
face.
sort of scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
That's good. That's good. That was a good choice.
Yeah.
Are we gonna say that?
No, that's cocky.
And he probably is gonna cocky right back to you. Do you have a problem with
The
me?
left side is the Dutch way of doing things.
Perhaps you can tell me more about this, please.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me.
This research.
I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
I like this man. I like him.
New hint available.
I do like him. I do like him.
I'll go back to the other one, and then maybe the personal word is a hint, maybe. Huh?
No.
It said you had a hint.
Yeah, I did.
Maybe the Dutch variant.
Yeah, sure.
What is
Why
this?
not?
What is this?
Oh, mesmerized. That is so he's a level 4, and if you match the mesmerized level,
How do
you
I do
can
that?
get them to, well, you level up. Then you can lure them to a dark
Thank
place
you for
and
your
bite them
time.
without being
We'll
seen.
talk later.
Basically, you can't bite them otherwise. I don't think you can kill them if you're not at the mesmerized level. The thing is, you can get that level up quickly by biting a lot of lower levels and just grind your way up to that level and just do nothing with the whole dialogue. That is an option. It's a bit of a shame, though. Huh? So all that dialogue and effort that's gone into it. Because there's some badass stuff in this game, like in this hospital as well. The patients and everyone. Oh, look at her. Talk to her.
Finally, you've returned, Doctor. Did you find anything of
You
value?
probably got a hint about another character.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
probably.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
Holy moly. That is expensive for a book.
Oh, it is, huh?
Wow.
It is it's very expensive. Yeah, it's a pity because it is a book that I'm sure would be of quite a bit of interest for us. About the playful undead.
Good evening.
But I refuse to.
Can I
That's
help
nice.
at all?
No,
Really?
This guy and his mom.
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose
Yeah.
that this pain is
Yeah,
the
it'll-
reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Do
So
need
you can
any
check the
help?
medical status.
Afraid I
Did you
missed
see?
it, sir.
You skipped through it.
I don't mean to.
No,
That's
I
okay.
meant to press it, but
Give medicine, but you can RB.
yeah, that is.
Don't
like
give the
button,
medicine.
right?
Press RB.
Yeah, I did. Ah, that one.
There you go. So you see, he has fatigue, and you see his blood quality. You see what that does with his blood quality as well, huh?
Right.
So now you treat him,
You are not a burden,
and then you can
sir.
expect him again.
Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
You're
There you go.
recovering.
So now he's recovering, but he is like 500 XP blood quality. But
Tell
you
me
can get
about
him obviously to much more, and then he
I don't
becomes
want
much
to
more
talk,
of a.
Doctor.
Yeah. This is a tricky one. I can help you a bit with it. You need to like at some point eavesdrop somewhere in this place, and then there's a mother involved, and then they'll talk, and
How
then you can
painful
get the
is your
hints,
throat,
and
Mr. Goswick?
that's how it
So
works.
painful, I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
I'm sure you realize a doctor and his patient have to communicate, sir. Would it help if I gave you some paper and a pen?
Not really.
I see. Then maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick. Perhaps your sore throat is just the consequence of something more hurtful.
Yes, maybe. But I don't want to talk or even write about it now.
There you go.
How painful
That
is your throat?
feels like such a redundant question
Yeah.
by now. Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
it does.
Why did you ask that?
I'll let you
I'm in so much pain.
Like,
Can you-
my throat hurts so much. My throat hurts.
Can you
I can't
please-
talk, my throat hurt. How much does
Exactly.
your throat?
Good
Can you
evening.
please tell me again how much your throat
My
hurts?
son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can I help you?
Here's the mother.
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother
Tell
of
me more
Mortimer
about how
Goswick.
much it hurts to speak.
Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed?
Oh,
I've heard much of your
just
talents
did.
as a physician.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived.
I've got only 3
But
bars.
we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
That's what
Some
I
of
found
the
at the
staff were not especially
reception.
welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
About your arrival at
This is a serious game. This is a serious
It
game.
was such a
Finn.
bad first impression.
There was no Wi-Fi yet,
That nurse.
or 5G, so that's why people weren't as sick then. Oh wait,
Yeah.
What do you mean?
She
wait, that
managed to
doesn't
secure a bed
work.
for my son despite the
So,
epidemic. It was a
um,
relief.
You're interrogating her now because you were able to force interrogate, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like,
Pippa, she
yeah.
charged you. Oh, I thought Pippa was all about the the
Oh no,
patients.
Pippa's a C.
Oh,
Yeah, a bit.
From
A
which
bit,
one
if
are
I
you
recall
gonna go?
correctly. That name rings a bell as somebody I got rid of fairly quickly.
Pippa is.
What are we
well,
gonna say?
I've known 2 Pippas in my life. One was an absolute darling, one of the students that did Caribbean archaeology with me as well, and another Pippa was a very much an upstock kind of creature, but it was because she was a corgi.
Aww.
Corgis are nice, but they're very upstock
Yes.
creatures.
What are we gonna say, guys?
She charged you. Let's get to the bottom of this. I want to know what
yeah,
Pippa
just
did.
ask question.
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
And I can do the other one.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would
Easy
not
there.
be tolerated in other hospitals.
All right.
Yeah, she's a treat.
So can I just say that this guy's coat, I won it.
Yes, absolutely. I
Good
am.
news,
I
Goswick.
effing love that coat. It is.
It's so good.
gorgeous. It's
Yes.
really, really, really nice. But it does
Yeah.
go with the 3-piece, if I'm
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, I mean, I would wear it without a 3-piece, but
Can
I
we
would also
zoom
wear
out?
it with a 3-piece. Man, this coat is I need it in my
You need
life.
to
I'm sure that
both
somebody
watch.
has made it.
Waste your time with
Sorry, Corina, I know that you're here for playing a game about vampires, but I love the coat.
Well, I love it
Yeah.
too. The
We all
podcast watch
know
also,
that fashion souls is a thing. So
That's true. That's true.
this glass files. Nice.
we have so
Um,
little.
So I think you can eavesdrop somewhere, like in a side room or something, on them, on the mom and the son,
Is that the
and
same?
also obviously you
I'm
need to
quite busy
confront
right
Pippa
now.
at
That's
some
that
point.
guy.
So
Never
Thank you
mind.
for your time.
I
We'll talk
just
later.
talked to him already, indeed.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Oh. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
it's prompting you to because you're getting quite hungry. I don't know if you noticed, but you look a little bit like crap. Just So, yeah, as you can see, you can find some mesmerizable people.
This hospital seems to be falling apart.
Fashion is
Here.
always the end
I
game.
So
don't
you
listen
can, I
to
think you
them.
can close the door or something like that.
And then?
I think you have to be able to eavesdrop on them, and then you can level up that guy, and then you can get him. Or You can go look for Pippa and quench your thirst, because I think she's a level 1. And, well, you don't charge people for a hospital bed. That makes
That's
a bit
true.
of a bad person.
Exactly. Go
Sorry
look for
about
Pippa.
that. Yeah.
Go look for Pippa.
Vengeance.
Pippa has it coming.
Oh, you can actually target. Nice.
Me.
Yeah, Dorothy Crane is level 2 as well. You're level 1 still, right?
Level. Isn't that the thing on the left?
No, that's the level. That's your combat level. I think the mesmerize level is separate. I think that's 1. So you need to find somebody of level 1.
What's this early 20th century Facebook simulator? Yes. That's exactly what I do with my friends on Facebook. I level them up, and then after that, I go to their house and I drink their blood. That's what we do.
To fix my face.
By the way,
No.
my God,
I don't think you
if
can
you
help
are
I'm
a
Dr.
vampire
Reed.
nowadays,
I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries.
Yeah.
Fine.
See,
You
that's
guessed
you
right,
go outside
Doctor.
to the window. That's how you can
German
eavesdrop.
shell took my
Alright.
pretty little
It is
lot
outside.
right off.
I was
But
just
they still
thinking about
call me
something.
Thomas Elwood.
If you're a vampire nowadays, Tinder is basically your variant of Just Eat.
How was your stay with us?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped
Nice.
death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars. If you get my
Don't eat
drift.
him.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
So,
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses
Huis
gave me a
Anukis or
bunch of pills.
Wies says if you go outside to their window, you can eavesdrop on the Mortimer guy. By the
Yeah,
way,
just
Yeah, I'm
earlier.
gonna
My
do
skin
that
burning
right
away.
away after I talk to this guy.
Yeah, because she already started the whole tree. You
That is
gotta
a thing.
finish
Where were you
it.
stationed? Did you serve for long?
you gotta
That's
climb
why
it
this
all.
game
Talk
takes
about all this
forever.
No
I like
offense.
that.
I was
I like
pushing
to
too
interrogate everyone.
much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought
Why our
the same
internship
war,
meetings
sir.
always take so long? You're just working your way through the dialogue tree.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Yeah. Well, all you could do is goodbye. Oh, wait, who was
I'll
that?
take
Who was
my
that?
leave
Go back,
then.
go back.
Was
In
that
the
Pippa,
little
you mean?
room.
Was that Pippa?
Yeah, I
Was that
think it
Pippa?
was Pippa. I think I
Good evening,
recognized her.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
There we
No,
go.
Pippa.
Photographic memory. There you go.
Position in this hospital.
I recognize
it's a
that
euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
Yeah.
That's,
So I think you're getting a hint for
yeah.
interrogating her on stuff, but apparently not enough or
How
something.
long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
Change your attitude,
I
yes.
don't like your attitude, Nurse Hawkins. Pessimism can be as lethal as the epidemic in times like these.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well.
Well,
Milton, the ambulance driver,
It
is
is
even more
mobius.
grumpy
Did they
than
have
usual.
ambulances back then?
Especially concerning doctors.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it could be that this is an ambulance
Why
still
does
with a
Milton
horse carriage,
dislike
but
doctors?
I don't know.
Never
they
really
did have
thought of
ambulances
that.
for sure. Ambulance services.
But be warned.
But I don't think it's a horse
Milton
carriage. It's
is
probably
not the
just
chatty type.
a car.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or
Oh,
not.
Ooh.
Guess he's Dutch. Hemingway was even an ambulance
How
driver
would you
during World
describe
War I.
the
Yes,
situation
absolutely.
at
Yes.
Pembroke Hospital?
Holy shit.
Serious.
Yeah, he saw some.
The flu is
some
wreaking
stuff.
havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Sounds current. Get a grip, or the Spanish flu won't last forever.
Well, you were an asshole before,
My God,
I wasn't
this-
an
this-
asshole.
so why not continue the trend? Get a grip. Just start the flapping scene from the
Spanish
airplane.
flu won't last
Excellent
forever.
name. Victor One.
Plague didn't kill everyone.
Get a grip.
Thank you.
Yes.
What if this epidemic was worse?
Such a good scene.
What if
The
in
guy
the
with the
end,
boxing
Don't-
gloves.
nobody was
Don't go
spared?
slapping nurses though. That's not right.
No.
I can still do it, yes.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
That's really nicely
Sorry.
worded.
I'm
So you're
exhausted.
having your cake and eating it too?
No one has
Wow.
any idea when this epidemic will be
Wow.
over.
Think about the fact that this game. I mean, we've already said it last live stream, but that this game was pre COVID-19,
Goodbye,
right?
nurse.
Pre coronavirus crisis.
Yeah.
It does channel a lot of this.
It's locked, all right.
It does channel a lot of these discussions that I'm sure are very relevant
Yeah.
Alright.
to have right now. Like for example, I mean, I actually think Pippa is now a little bit less.
It's around
of,
to the left, all the way around,
Left,
and
right.
then there. No. Yeah, there to the left side of the building. Go straight here. Yeah. And I think it's behind this tent. Not sure. Or it's further around the building. Could be.
Is that the guy?
No. I
it's
think
there.
that's the room, though.
Here,
Yeah,
here,
right.
it's here. Go back. I will not let you down, my boy. Right?
Yeah. Listen in. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
What are you doing here? Could you be more obvious? That's awesome. What are you talking about?
Is it like plaster to the printout?
Beautiful. All right. You should probably try that again. Let them reset or something. Reset the aggro. Oh. No. Maybe
I
you
would
should
be
go to the
so
other
worried
window.
if first the doctor would come to me and
There
just
should be another window.
ask me about my throat like 10 times.
And then he's staring outside the window, just standing there.
Yeah, that seems very unpleasant at
Is
best.
there like another window or something?
I'm gonna try the other side.
Yeah, the right side maybe. And otherwise,
right.
oh god, no.
No,
I'm
no.
Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Back,
Already
back.
heard about you, Dr. Reed.
Actually, this is
I'm
a good
Milton
dialogue
Hooks,
because
the
Okay,
ambulance
well,
driver
first
for
to
this
this one.
shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt
So-
introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better
Mistranslation or
gun,
missubtitling
remember,
there.
I may have something for you.
Hey, look at that!
Yeah.
Look what you can give the man.
I have
His
some
wallet.
good news, Milton.
That's why I
What?
said don't skip it.
The
because then you
epidemic's
can-
over.
I retrieved
You
your
know.
wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what?
Oh,
Is it the difference
The
of
thick
skin colour that
bloodens.
bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Oh,
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody's as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
ah,
that's straight.
yeah, that's it's a shop. I think he can.
Oh,
There you
What's
go.
going on between
Ah, and they have to answer
Tired. Tired of all
because
this shit.
it's the blue question.
Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
Bound by despair.
That's a
During
vampire
the
thing
war,
to say.
I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
JA, by the way, says something quite interesting, and I kind of agree with him. These accents strike me as not quite right, but maybe that's
Why
just
do you
me.
have such
No,
a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
I like how you're
Fuck
like.
them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Is this not the job
that is
you are
true,
paid to
Omar.
do?
I've seen
Which is
babies
why
left to die while
I
their
stopped
brothers were
basically
properly fed.
listening to the dialogue.
Underage girls and
and,
boys sold to all manner of
Let him finish
perverts.
first.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Yeah, so I stopped basically, unless it's a question
So what do
where
you
I
do
need
exactly
to really
in this hospital?
know something like this.
Apart from smuggling
I
guns.
just don't
I've been an
listen to the
ambulance
dialogue.
driver
I
since
just see the information
long, I
bits and then I
guess.
know enough to get
I
my
bring
hands.
sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Because effectively, this is just fluff, right?
Well, no,
Since
no,
you're on
man.
the front line,
Ah,
I wouldn't
how is the
agree with you
sanitary
there.
situation
This is
in
part
this
of the
vicinity?
game.
It's a
I
complete
mean,
disaster.
if you don't
It's
enjoy
even
it,
getting
then
dangerous to enter some streets or
it's no
buildings.
fun. Then it's
even
fluff.
the locals
But
attack you.
if it's something you enjoy, then it's
That's
not
it.
the
It
fluff,
sounds like
but
things have been a bit
the stuff you're
rough.
coming
Yeah.
for.
What's happened?
yeah,
Yesterday, I got
exactly.
attacked by the patient.
I think it's a little bit
I
like
escaped from the hospital's garden, but I lost my
like with
wallet when I
the
was
boss
running.
battle earlier, or
You
just with
left
combat in
an
general.
infected patient outside
that-
the hospital. That's
that too
incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you
Is a
want.
little bit janky.
But be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring
Same
your
with the
dead body back.
dialogues. So there's a super good core in here, like a good narrative. And same, I think, with the combat. There's a good core in it there, like good idea of action and
Are
sort
you
of
really smuggling
enemies
weapons to the
and
hospital?
special
But why
abilities,
not?
etc.
I've already
And I
been
think
attacked
since
by
you
patients,
like
you know.
the action bit
Anti-gang
quite a
members
bit,
willing to steal
Finny.
my money.
But you're not defending
It
yourself.
it
You're
is
selling
that
guns to
does,
civilians.
what doesn't put you
Keep
off.
people alive your
But
own
since
way,
Corinne
Doctor.
and I probably
I
also
offer
would
them
like
another
the
way to
the
protect
talky
them.
bit quite a bit. We're not as easily put off by the jankiness in it that does put off.
Goodbye.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
All right. I was going
Because
to
it is not
So,
top-notch
to
voice
answer-
acting or anything like that.
To
but it's-
answer Aris's question, because he was like, "Yeah, you're not." I used an add-on for WoW. That was a really cool one that would like make the text appear like slowly, like in JRPGs or whatever, you know. And it was a little bit more immersive. But then the last time I was leveling, I was like, okay, I'm gonna read all the quests, because for the first time I was like, okay, I'm invested enough to want to know the story. And the people I leveled with didn't. And that included Chilla, by the way. They just wanted to get along with it, and they were like, I don't know, already collecting goat hearts or whatever the f, while I was still reading the quest. That's how I leveled my last time, because I wanted to read the quests. It really depends. I listen to all the dialogue if I'm invested enough. I did in The Witcher, and in this game, it just didn't captivate me.
No, that happens sometimes. I will say that, like you, I have also have less patience nowadays for fluff that isn't working well. But you know, so far I'm quite intrigued by the character that we are.
Oh, yeah.
The characters around it. But you've also
Absolutely,
seen all of
yeah.
this already, right? So
Yeah, and that's no, it's not only that. When you get further in the game, there's still so much dialogue and there's still so much stuff, and there. At some point, I just want to get on with it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And then yeah. Anyway,
reading text.
Here
is no
we go. Here we
speed
go. Here we go. There's dialogue.
Yeah, you can't hear it. You heard the complaints about the intonation, and now it's just gone.
That's a different dialogue all of a sudden.
They seem to be
Awesome.
stuck in a loop.
Yeah, I seem to remember that I did this from behind a closed door for some reason. I somehow vividly remember that, but there has to be a way to do it at the window as well. Maybe with your ability? Your scanning ability?
Oh, that you can hear it better. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe you can try that.
You're
Smart.
nice. Elder Scrolls Online fluff. That stuff I rarely skip at all. Yeah, that's because Elder Scrolls Online has a history. I don't want to like do the battle of the MMOs, but Elder Scrolls Online has a history that is not paralleled by any other MMO or any really many IPs out there, especially gaming IPs, because it's just basically these people have been writing their history ever since game number 1 a long time ago. When the idea of a history was more or less just a.
No, it's not working.
No, it's not. Well, the game does say that you need to rest to get your XP.
Yeah.
So all you can do is go into the top of the hospital, rest, set your XP. Then the game will have reset probably. And then you can try again.
Yeah.
Maybe they are stuck in a loop.
Metagaming, very nice. Liars and thieves, every last one of them.
Blood!
I cannot
it's
enter.
the right side, the office, the other side.
Cannot enter.
I cannot
enter.
You cannot enter.
I don't know that.
I cannot enter, or it's locked. All right, those are the two sentences he says a lot.
I'll take my leave then.
Yeah. All right, so time to level up.
All right, what should we go for?
You have a lot of XP.
If my doctor would look like this, by the way, if he approached me in the hospital, I would tell him to get some sleep. I was like, you are obviously sicker than I am. Please go.
Hell yeah. Your bite. I would see if you can get a vampiric bite where you can heal, actually. That's blood absorption, but there's also one. It's capacity.
Increase your health?
Health below. Bite, yeah. Increase the damage inflicted, and then this one.
Increase your life generation.
Yeah. So that gives you generation upon biting. So then your heal becomes a bit redundant, or you can level up your heal so that it heals more. That's also a good one. But you can do multiple, actually, because you have a lot of XP, which is good.
Yeah, you tell me what you go for.
Yeah, level up your autophagy, I'd say, so that you heal a bit more, because the healing is little, and you get perks as well. And then you have to, okay, so do this one.
I can't.
You can't?
No.
You need to keep it pressed, eh?
Yeah, I know.
It is locked. Why is it locked?
Level 6 required.
Ah, there we go. So you're bound to your level for now.
That one then?
I think you're. Most of them are going to be level 6. Have a look.
No one we can do. I think, right?
Yeah, you could do that one.
Wait, what button is that? Oh no.
Yeah, so you have that one already. You can't level up a bit then? I guess not. Or you would have to go for a different ability.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Or just somebody increase health? Maybe that's a good idea.
Hell yeah, just flat out health increase.
We all need somebody.
Go for 2 indeed. There you go. And you can even one more. You can even do one more if you want, but health is not very interesting to level up, is it? I don't know.
Wait, does this say 7 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah. So now
There
we can
you go.
do this.
So now we can do the other one. Yeah.
Oh, that's...
You don't have enough XP anymore because you used the other one.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's okay. Oh, you can actually reset. Did you see that?
Reset.
You
Oh,
can
that
do
is-
that. Yeah.
That is.
That is in
me see.
Valhalla. I've done that a couple times.
All
to
right,
figure out
now
how
I
to
have
play
everything
style.
again.
Yes.
Yeah, to
how
figure
you
out
would be doing
what
it in
it's
Valhalla.
like do. Yeah.
My God, Valhalla's I think we said this
it's a
last
mess.
time.
Yeah,
it's
it's
such
a
a mess. The skills. The skill
Do you
tree.
use the claw? Stop.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Then and then
That one.
the bite. Yeah.
We had fast generation, right?
Yeah. And
Okay.
then the health, the body thing. It's flat out health. Yeah.
And then
And then the one next to it.
This one?
Yes? Mm-hmm. That's some stamina. I'd go for some simple things for your combat so that you can keep dodging and stuff. You're level 5 now, so you can level up one more thing, and then you can do the autophagy 2.
Right.
Because that heal is super powerful. So maybe, yeah, that one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
as well.
That's a cheap one.
Yeah.
And then you go to the autophagy, and then you should be able to do the third one.
No, because I'm
Or
level
the second
5.
one, I mean.
No.
You're still level 5.
Yeah, because wasn't.
Oh,
that
then you can do
expensive?
one more 600 one. Boy, this min-maxing. That's a 600 one. Yeah, that one. Yeah. A 300 one, I mean.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you're
Now
level
we
6,
can-
and I can do the autophagy.
There we go.
Nice.
Dum dum.
All right, confirm. There we go.
Power
now
of
let's
modern
see,
gaming. You get what you want.
Yeah, let's see if you look a little better.
Following night.
Yeah, because you go into... There we go. So now you get an overview of your menu and of your city, and it hasn't changed a lot. But you can go through the areas with right and left trigger. Yeah. So there you can see the... how they are doing. And the yellow thing, I think, is that they're sick. Not sure. The yellow dot on one of them.
The
Yeah,
pillar
so-
is just the sort of the
Eccentric
general...
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you more or
See-
less can't embrace then.
Did you see how good their blood quality is? Yeah, so you need to let me figure out how to check your mesmerize level. I think it's by
one. It's
using
one
it.
right now.
Yeah, and you should get it to level 2 so you can get both of them.
Dum dum. So you need to level up again.
But it'll be much more interesting to find out what the mother and the son are talking about. So get that dialogue.
Let's first see what.
Dr. Swansea has to say.
Yep.
I noticed it as well. Top menu.
Where's she at? Here?
Think so? Yeah.
Please, Jonathan.
With a skull. What a look.
Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life...
No more.
You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand
Being
new
dead?
life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could
Stimulating.
share your enthusiasm,
Brand new
Dr. Swansea. But my condition
Trying to point to
defies
it.
scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
Right.
Yeah,
Where
I guess,
are we
your
going?
words bring comfort. I'm a living paradox. Go for the paradox, please, Corinne. Do
Yeah.
it for me.
There is an
I love
absurd poetry
paradoxes.
to my situation. Physician, heal thyself.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
He's fanboying a bit.
Yes, he is. We
Be
need
nice.
each other. Yeah.
Oh yes.
We
not
need
some-
each
How's
other.
that nice?
I could see a ship
I
between
understand we
Swansea
both
and
have
our...
something
Yeah.
to gain from this relationship.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
Oh, wow.
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
So she's the one who got you there. After
yeah.
the first boss fight, you have the lady that comes to get you together with him. The lady vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's her. That's Lady Ashbury.
Alright.
So just look for that one. If you remember what she looked like. Outside in the tents. She's at the last that tent where you were in before. That's right next to the window of the mother and son. And while you're at it, you might as well try them again.
Exactly. Yeah.
See if that has reset by now or something.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Now give me your kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Hey, the power of positivity.
The blessings of an angel.
Fire
the
Christ
sweet
compels you.
lady of the
Good evening, Dr.
Got such a vampiric face.
It's a pleasure to see you again.
Yeah, well done.
You seem surprised.
Yeah.
Dr. Swansea has
that
brought me up
human
to speed concerning
vampire
your recent appointment.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Hospital.
Yeah,
well
it's
done.
really nice.
You're a vamp.
Renfield. Oh, yes,
The
for
lady
sure.
who
Renfield.
saved me that night. Before vanishing into
Yeah,
thin air.
that's good. Well spotted. Well
I
spotted,
remember you
Jay.
from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Swansea fancies vampires.
We already know this.
I feel like none of the dialogue options here are
great.
Well,
somewhat.
I'm glad to see you if you want to be nice, but I feel played.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna
why
be
would
nice.
you feel played?
Not
You
sure.
didn't. I don't feel played.
No.
I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
There we
I mean,
go.
she's also
I
the
hope
only
you're more
person who
disposed to
sort of
answer my
knows a
questions.
bit about what we
Yeah.
are.
You must have countless
exactly.
questions. But our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Well, we first have
Pardon
some
my boldness,
questions.
your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is
That
rivaled
guy is
only
never
by
gonna
your
live.
thirst for blood.
If they
No,
just
The questions need
talk
weight.
about this right in front of him.
I'm a scientist.
No, exactly.
My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
This is so typical quest gating in a game. But sure,
Swansea
sure.
has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demand.
Hashtag vampire world problems. Like the whole world got through a war, epidemic. Oh, these dreadful weeks. I've been extorted. It's like, what?
Kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient or their family.
What are your
continue.
expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Sure.
Innocent questions.
Please continue.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Well, okay. Is it true?
Is it true?
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Yes. It's only logical. It's only logical. Right?
Well,
it's logical.
Yeah, it is. It is logical.
No,
She's a vampire.
because
She needs to
she's-
feed. It is logical.
We both
Nah.
are afflicted with a thirst for blood, Lady Ashbury. That is our nature.
She wants feet
By
where her work
vocation,
is.
we also have reason to visit the hospital. Logic dictates.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
The
My
woman.
We're Dutch.
As others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Well, that seems like a fair trade-off.
It's a deal.
It's a deal.
Do we have an accord?
Let's see if we can...
I can see the squiddy beard in front of me when he says that.
Yes, for sure. That's a good line. That's a good line.
Amazing.
All right, let's see. Is this gonna work now?
No. Or maybe.
Good evening, Sir Doctor. Did you see you?
Oh, hello there. Right.
Yeah, it's not barking.
I'll have a look at something.
So one thing that I still wanted to briefly discuss is, you know, we're not necessarily talking about Dracula the whole time, but we're talking about vampires, and there is quite a bit of vampiric tourism in the world, particularly in Romania, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And I also partook of a bit of that vampiric tourism when I was
What? What is this? Who
a
are you?
ton younger.
Get
Who's
out
this
of my
then?
room.
There's no need for
That's
alarm.
Harriet.
Oh God!
I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Yeah.
Preposterous.
Not gonna spoil
Dr.
that.
Reed, you say? I don't want
We'll
to
wait for this one before I'll launch into my
Where's Dr.
vampiric
Swanson?
tourism story.
Please calm down. Shut up!
You mophead.
Please, calm
Please
down.
calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman.
Threatening?
How long I've been a
Wow,
patient here.
what a Karen.
You've picked the wrong
Jeez.
fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones. Indeed.
Ah,
I've been
been
meaning to have a
meaning to.
You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
Wow. She's awesome. I like her so much. She's one of the best dialogues in the game
If I
I've
didn't know
played.
better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
Oh man,
Yeah, very nice
you're
woman.
quite patient.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
Because then what? What are they gonna do?
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching.
Somebody get this woman something.
Yeah,
to
I
read.
think exhausting the dialogue kind of interrupts the whole flow of the dialogue.
Manner here.
Does that make
This
sense?
is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I
Because we're kind, we're angry, we're nice, we're...
yeah.
Thank you
Goes
for
all
your
the-
time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next
Like-
round.
Asking her if she was the blackmailer, I didn't do that. Because I was like, I don't feel like she is, so I'll upset her if I do, so I don't. That makes
Doris
sense?
Fletcher. Is that a Doris Fletcher?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Good question.
No. She is. She is definitely a part of the game, but she's not
Patient and staff.
a historical character as far as I can
I'll
see.
start my investigation with them.
I need to find Nurse Pippa again.
Yeah. So she's a double whammy if she's also the rat.
So
Oh, also, the mesmerize stuff, yeah? You level that up by going through the story, unfortunately. So the thing is, you go to a next area or something, and then you unlock a higher level, and then you can go back here to blood, and then you go back to the other area, and then continue there, and that's how it kind of...
Hold on.
Yeah, it's slow. It's kind of slow to level up.
Oh,
You
that's
can't
fine.
brute force your way through it, which is probably good.
Oh, they closed the door now.
Yes, now you can eavesdrop, I think.
Do you need to press A or? How do you eavesdrop?
Or maybe now. There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
See? It's a door. I knew it.
How long must I wait, damn it?
Blaming me will
Shut
not
up.
further your agenda, sir.
How long's it going to take to fix me properly? A month? A year?
You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize when you're feeling better.
Stop talking through it.
God!
Did we miss it? Do we have it there?
No, I don't think we got the hint.
Because somebody
Maybe
was literally talking through it.
It could be... I don't know. Oh!
Oh no!
Hello! Uncomfortable! Awkward! Go back out.
You weren't eavesdrop. I wasn't dropping no eaves, sir. May have heard a nighty bit about a great evil lord and a ring.
Which game that I played had an eavesdrop recently? Oh, Sekiro, of course.
Yeah, Sekiro,
Yeah.
Should be here somewhere.
So,
well,
I'll launch into my dark heritage.
oh,
story.
Dorothy Crane is there. Yeah, it's the nurse. The nurse with the white thing on her head. She's a bit of the older one. She should be roaming around these tents outside. One of the tents. Across the road, there's even tents as well.
As a
Just look
teenager, I
around,
was
yeah.
also quite into vampire stories, and one of my friends also was really into that sort of stuff. So
I
we
thought you were going to say really a vampire. So.
Really a vampire. He was absolutely a real vampire. And so when we were going to go on an interrail, which is this month-long train journey that you can take through Europe. Well, not right now, I wager, but you could be pre-COVID times. Or one of our final destination was Istanbul, but one of our destinations was like, we want to go to Transylvania. We're just going to go to Transylvania. And we looked up beforehand in the guidebook, like, well, if you're into vampires and Romania, you have to go to Castle Bran. And we were like, yeah, but we don't really want to go to Castle Bran, but because we're always a bunch of snobs, because that's where all the tourists go. So, Castle Bran is famous as in Romania and the world over as being Dracula's castle, supposedly. We didn't do that. In fact, we went to Sighishuara, which is this not tiny, but this is this smaller town in the middle of Transylvania, and it was absolutely great. We had such a good time there. Not only because it was a super nice medieval town with the birth home of Vlad the Impaler, so Vlad Dracul the Third, but also like a bunch of really nice good clubs. No vampires in the clubs, but and just really good food, etc. Very, very nice. So later on, when I started reading more about this, I learned that in fact the castle that everybody goes to in Romania as the castle that belonged to, Dracula, supposedly, is just a complete modern invention of a very nice castle, Castle Brun in Romania. It's a beautiful castle. Yeah. I've never seen it, but from the pictures it looks beautiful. But basically what happened in the 70s in Romania, the Communist Party wanted to get foreigners in. They were like, yeah, listen, we need to get some sort of money into this land. And what they went with was with what it was most famous for. One of the things it was most famous for, which was, of course, the stories about Dracula. Mm-hmm. And they basically designated one of their pretty-looking castles, like, from now on, the tourist board...
That's Castle Dracula.
Bush. That's Castle Dracula.
So that is.
Yeah, a lot of people the world over now go to Castle Brand and think that it's Castle Dracula, but it isn't. Because
it's a good thing
Vlad the Impaler never holds sway over that part of the country. So that's where dark heritage and heritage tourism sort of meet.
Surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
There's...
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
What's that saying?
Absolutely nothing.
No, exactly.
She's interesting, though, as a character.
Yeah.
Not good,
very
to say
much.
the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Invisible enemy, yeah. What
An
could that
invisible
be, huh?
enemy. Quite a poetic term for a disease, especially from a nurse.
Sorry, Doctor. These last few weeks have been exhausting. We could all do with a good night's sleep.
I think that every nurse and medical staff could now really feel similar to this game.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Do you think this
exactly feeling like this right
We're
now?
all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Oh, new hint.
Nurse Brennan, if you do know something, please tell me.
I know who the hint is for.
Anything you say will be held in
Point flu was bad, but I'm pretty sure that the fatality rate for getting shot was worse. Yeah,
but in the
I
end,
think so
everybody
too.
is doing their best.
Okay, so tent next door.
Have you seen a strange
after this
man visiting any of the nurses?
Yeah, I'm not ready yet.
Never heard of such a thing.
No, you're not. I'm not impatient at all.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
There you go. So you see now that you have one less person to talk to. But tent next door. To the right, there's a man.
I mean, you can really see that
tending
with this
to-
game.
Yeah, there. This man
You can really see with this game that they really have some good character writers
So it
at
is
this.
Oh yeah.
The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
I had a hint.
The first coronary artery bypass surgery was performed in the United States on May the 2nd,
You're
1960.
exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No, we must keep
You
on
say that's so
healing all those poor
intimidating.
souls.
Yeah, but you enchant them every time
Yeah.
you do this. They have
Once
to answer.
more unto the
They
breach.
have to comply. They have to listen. They have to. So you get something every time from a
Oh,
blue
what
And
are we
Nurse
going
Brannigan
for?
is worried. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go
that's-
for Nurse Brannigan.
Yeah.
And go for the
Is worried
feelers.
about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
That's nice.
What
We're a
can you tell
surgeon.
me
We should
about the
be
staff
Mr.,
of the
not
hospital?
Doctor.
Some
Why
are
is that,
really
Jay?
good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
He looks so creepy.
A bit.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command.
Oh.
I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office down again.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Oh snap. Okay then.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
People are more important.
Nah, it's the same everywhere.
In any case, the personnel of the
Yeah.
hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
Yeah, we can see that. I just got a hint.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from him
and it's for
about
her
somebody
again.
else. Yeah.
I think it's for her again.
Have you heard?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I remember going back and forth a little bit.
Going on in
No, no,
to
go back
exhaust
to
it.
her.
I have no time for such triviality, my dear colleague. We're here to save lives.
Alright then.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Where is Nurse?
Also, I forgot a form of media related to vampires that I kind of really liked. What was it called? Hotel Transylvania, the animation movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
They were pretty funny.
They were pretty funny. Yes, yes.
Yes.
I thought you were going to go with the count
Tippett's
now.
claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue.
If it wasn't for
Hotel
him,
Transylvania,
I
yeah.
probably
blast
would have
from
left the
past.
Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
This is not what. This is not Tippett praises you. No, wait. You had an unlocked hint.
I did. That
Oh,
was
you
it,
already used
yeah.
that one. Sorry. Okay.
That
But
was
now
the
you
answer
know.
to that.
Call me if you need assistance.
No, that was all. Alright.
Oh, that was wrong. Hmm.
Alright, Pippa's somewhere here. There she is.
I wonder what your last thoughts would be.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
Yeah, the game very subtly steers you
No matter how you
to
feel
her
about
being
her,
your next
Miss
bite
Jones
victim.
deserves
Very
Who
subtly.
says I
Very
don't care
subtly.
for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
Wow. Okay.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Sure thing.
You
you're-
missed one. You missed one. A yellow one.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
The exhauster of dialogues. Missed the yellow one.
Right, I did that one. I did the strange
No.
man.
Hey,
Yeah,
why
you
is
did.
it grayed out?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's probably
but
something more there. There's
Ah,
something
you
more
did
there.
not miss it at all. I
Oh,
apologize.
there we go.
And there you go.
I know you're very
Ah.
close to Milton Hooks.
Yes.
I know you're very
Milton Hooks is
close
my
to Milton
man.
Hooks.
If you want
Ambulance
to report me
driver?
for that,
Yeah.
just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke, but we do our best to get by. That's all any
Kind
of us
of
can hope for
feel
nowadays.
That we've wandered into like an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
It's a bit like it's a bit like
Yes.
Vampyr meets Dracula meets Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Red's Anatomy.
And more determination.
Don't know exactly how you can get to the final bit of that, like, quest line with Milton and the nurse and Pippa.
Where's Dorothy?
I don't know.
Or if there's.
Can you see on your map? Oh, she's probably downstairs or something.
Oh.
Hey. See? Eavesdropping is how that works. Yeah, those two, I think. Over there. Did it? You go and stand there, yeah?
Yeah.
And now you can eavesdrop.
You're sure
So
you
that's
don't
how
come
it
back
works
with me?
with them as well,
Yeah.
with the mother and son. Try that again in a bit. Outside the window.
Be careful.
Probably it's
You
possible
look so
now.
bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A
Flashbang.
pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Up here. That's a weird transition, by the way.
Where did she go?
So,
It's like I guess you're
retrieve the thug in the sewers, so now you go into the sewers.
deal with it cutting to your option screen while loading.
Because she's all tabbing, I think.
What?
Ah.
That would make sense. Yeah. Poplar Sewers. This place is pretty,
He's locked the door behind him.
Yeah.
I need to find another way to follow him.
It's almost like it could be a shortcut later.
Yeah.
So obvious.
Oh dear. Sounds like some combat's coming up our way.
Ranny, and codeine, and goddamn it, you little motherfucker. If you don't get nothing nice to say, then you don't say nothing.
This man has
man.
been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
What man? What man?
Codeine literally triggered Eminem. That is something. Yeah, so your ability, you need to use that a lot because there's a lot of stuff that you can see and anticipate on. I think you can go further. Yeah, there you go. Oh, so look at the tooltips because you're probably gonna continue the rest of the game on your own. So you see what he's weak to and what he's strong to. So he'll be resistant to shooting, I think, and hand-to-hand combat, but he does seem pretty unresistant to your blood abilities. So if you claw him, you probably do a lot of damage. But you can obviously start with sneaky, sneaky, bitey, bitey. Walkie, walkie through crazy, crazy.
Yeah, just evaporated.
Sneaky, sneaky.
There you go.
Just gonna
chomp. And then there you go. See how much your claw damage did?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to do that with all your enemies so that you get to know what to use against them. Do you use your machete or other things? Or do you claw them and stuff? Oh, a cudgel. To basically
barbed cudgel. The common barbed cudgel is a mysterious creature. Even though it's called common, it's not very common at all.
Nice. You're playing the stealth part pretty well. That's nice. Oh, up, claw, and dead. Nicely done. Does play a lot better with a controller, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It's an enormous difference for games like this.
That was brutal. That was brutal.
Yeah, she's got the hang of it now. These are now just fodder because she did her proper first boss fight.
Took me long enough.
She actually got good.
Why can't I just
oh man.
Why can't I go?
Oh, we need to get there.
Peak video gaming. This is. I mean, literally, you can just slide under this. You can just do this. It's like, why not?
You can't.
Even I can do that.
Make your way towards it. Go straight here.
All right,
Go
Jay.
up.
Thanks.
That way?
Bye, Jay.
You may get a call, Jay, from the Volkskrant. Just so you know.
No, you can't go here. You can't go here. Go the other side.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Jay, I've put them on your trail.
Yeah, and keep going up, I think, or down here again. Yeah, you need to make your way around towards that arena there. Yeah.
Oh.
Fighty. Oh, that's a lower level skull, as you can see. Don't forget to lock on. Wasn't necessary this time, but and now you go down here. Oh. Yeah, don't forget about those, to refill your blood bar. That's
another
useful.
one. There's another one.
Open the chest and then go downstairs.
Hold on.
So I need to directly talk to Jay for a moment. There's somebody from the Volkskrant, I forgot his name now all of a sudden, that wants to write a little bit about Peter Sabel, that wants to write a little bit about the type of live streaming that we do.
Hang on, Angus.
Sorry. And he wants to talk to you as well as part of that because you're a regular watcher of our streams. But I also said that you were live streaming yourself. So anyway, you'll probably get a call or an email sometime soon.
So you can see that he's also resistant to blood. So you just have to chip him down. Yeah, she's found her second boss. That's why I wanted to interrupt you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, walk on. Yes. And now we can fight him. That's a stun that he does. He's pretty easy. He's much easier than the last one, but he hits hard. That's the only downside. So you can dodge him easily because he telegraphs his moves a lot. This is more dodge, stab. Dodge, stab. Yeah. Can you heal up? No, wow. Okay.
No.
Stun him once.
I tried it already.
You can, still.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. And then bite, and then heal.
Yeah, that seems
There
like
you
it.
good. 5 stun bars now, Jesus. Yeah, this is just...
Alright, Jay, thanks. Talk to you later.
Yes! Talk to you later, Jay. Thanks for joining.
Maybe heal. Maybe heal. You can still heal, right?
You can heal. You can indeed. Yeah. Nice. The stuns are real. Oh, wow.
Ah, there we go. I think after this, Corinne is gonna go for Dark Souls. I feel it. Bloodborne.
This
I
is
think
very
Bloodborne.
much.
I think Corina would really love Bloodborne. Since you were a goth as a teenager.
Yeah.
Channeling all my concentration on this.
I know.
Of course.
No worries.
Of course. That's how boss fights
Oh
in
no!
Souls games
Oh
work.
no! I'm still alive. Still alive.
Yeah,
Still
you're
alive.
right.
He's still
You
heal.
can
He's
heal.
still heal too. Heal.
Oh no!
That's the finisher.
The hubris. The hubris.
Oh,
no.
she's still alive.
Heal. Heal.
I'm pressing the button.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you
can't
don't have
heal and
enough?
stun and dodge. You still haven't pressed it. You still haven't healed. You need to stand still.
I don't want
There
to
we
stand
go.
still.
Yes, you can.
I don't want
Yeah,
to.
there we go. There we go.
The game tricks you in thinking you have to move a lot, like with any Dark Souls game, but you don't. You just have to be calm and know exactly what range he has. And you'll learn that.
I've never learned that.
You haven't?
No, man. I just pure
Double stun.
pure guts is where I do most of my Soulsborne games. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna do this again.
He's very sensitive to the stuns. Hey, he can't resist them, as you can see.
can't
But
resist
the bars does become. So it becomes 6 bars, and then it'll go back down to 5, and then to 4. So you can't abuse the mechanic,
Oh, that's good.
right?
Yeah, that's very good.
I think the design of this combat is not bad, but it has definitely some very cool traits.
Yeah. It's
Sure,
interesting.
how humanoid bosses are usually easier than the monster boss, harder than the monster bosses,
Yeah.
because of their lack of intimidating size and usually speed.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that hurt. There you go.
There we go.
You got this. Oh wow, the damage. The claw does still do a good amount of damage.
Ooh, I don't have any healing things anymore.
Yeah, but you're only stunning at this point. You also have to slap him a little bit occasionally. Oh, you got stunned in the corner. That's nasty.
No, no.
Oh. So he's a pretty tough fight, but you get. I do remember.
You get pretty far already.
You get
Yeah.
good loot.
Pretty fair already. All right.
Yeah. So what do you think now that you've tasted a proper bit of the combat?
I think I'm gonna, end this game, finish it, completely play it out with all the dialogue options.
Of course, of course. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's-
you
that's-
immediately spawn here again, but you can back out.
It's a thumbs up verdict from you, basically.
Yeah, for me it is. And then how
Yeah.
about you?
It's a game that I can't see myself play right now because I'm not very. I don't have a lot of time on my hands right now, and this is a game that you definitely want to play for. You want to keep your attention with the dialogue and everything. So that means that, like we've been doing now, you have to have a good solid 1 or 2 hours, I think, to play this on an evening. So I can't see myself playing this right now, but I definitely there's a lot here to like. As I said, it's a bit rough on the edges here and there, but the setting is cool. I think that the way that they worked with the theme is really cool, and I mean, there's a couple of like gatekeeping kind of quests that are going on, such as the one that we're doing right now. But the sort of the overarching mystery that is still very much out there, and there's still a lot to find out. So I'm really curious. No spoilers for me because I may play it at some point, but I'm really curious what you'll end up thinking in sort of covert terms about the narrative at the end of this. And clearly it is. So one thing that I will say, it's kind of eerie reading about the Spanish flu, about Spanish influenza during this time.
Yeah.
So
It definitely adds like an extra layer, I think.
yeah. I think I may even play this game for the next course of transmedia stories and games. So that what we do and that the whole theme about this COVID-19 or the coronavirus crisis. So this may be a good substitution for other games that we've been playing. Although we've also been playing things like Plague Inc. in that course. So that's also kind of a given. But yeah, really interesting game. So good Steam sale for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, are you gonna go back, Vinny? And are you gonna go?
I'm hovering over it right now on Steam, and not because I want to play it, but I want to see where I'm at again because I opened it earlier a little bit, but I only had very little time. I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. I think I could see myself get back into it, but definitely not as a hardcore. Because the thing is, I was also exhausting all the dialogue options. And I think that's what put me off. And that's a bit like my completionist self, you know? Just wanting to do... Because I could miss something, blah, blah, blah. But on the other hand...
Yeah, I think they should have been a bit tighter maybe when it comes... I think it is a good critique. And I think they could have been a bit tighter with cutting off dialogue options.
Yeah.
No, I kind of like that it's there.
There's a bit too much. A
Just
little
like
bit.
It's not like a regular game, but I like all the options that they are there, and that some of them are useless. I kind of like that, because if every dialogue option is useful, that's just weird. I never really like that.
I liked it a lot too, but I don't really like it with actually spoken dialogue. I like this a lot in text-driven games, so we're talking the old computer RPGs like Baldur's Gate or Fallout.
Yeah.
Or even the newer ones like Disco Elysium. I like the fact that because the spoken dialogue does go very slow.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The Witcher did that a while back. I think as one of the first. I don't know if that was done before that. But you could just skip through sentences. And Valhalla does that as well.
Yeah.
And if you can get yourself over it, that it kind of breaks the immersion, which it kind of does, but also it kind of doesn't. You can get the story because you can read much faster than they can speak.
Yeah.
And
because
still
that's
get the whole thing.
The fluff, quote unquote, is excellent. Is really good.
Yeah.
But, the manner of delivery is maybe that's just my opinion. But because I'm not a professional voice actor myself, so I wouldn't know how to do it better. But that would be it. But yeah, really good. Looking forward, Queen. Maybe you can even write if you've finished through all of it. Maybe you can even write a short review of this.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, it would be fun. It would be very fun. All right. Well, that's it for Vampyr.
Yes.
We are next Thursday. We'll be playing Hearts of Iron 4, or I will be mostly just sitting and learning and like looking at this whole thing in stupefaction. And after that, next Tuesday, we're going to be playing some Tropico 6.
What's that?
Tropico 6, it's a game about being a dictator on a tropical island. So it's
awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce, he says. I have played quite a bit of the other Tropicos, but I haven't played Tropico 6 yet. So that's gonna happen next Tuesday, and I'm sure that I have quite a bit to say about that. So tune in next Tuesday.
All right.
All right. Thanks, Vinny, as always. By the way, my friend, for
that was. Always happy to join. Looking forward to another game some other time. This one I had played, so that was I had a good connection with that. But I just joined to hang out as well.
For sure.
Exactly.
Always great.
Yeah. Yes. All right.
Yeah.
That was it then, I guess.
I would like to thank everyone for watching, I guess, and have a nice evening.
Yes, if you're watching on YouTube, click like and subscribe, all that lovely stuff.
If you're on YouTube and you're still watching at the end of this 2-hour clip,
that's insane.
Don't just like and subscribe. You're a boss. Please reach out to us in person. I'm gonna give you like a virtual hug, and I'm gonna tell you in person that you're a boss. So if you actually hear this after 2 hours of watching this, you're a boss. Wonderful. And we need to talk. We need to talk more.
All right.
Yes. Have an excellent whatever time you're watching this, evening, night, and all that. Could be that people watch this in the morning.
I mean, if you're a vampire and you're watching this right now, you know, you too are a boss. You too are.
Yes. All right. Have a good evening, all.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.